Well, welcome back to Fades of Stage Actual Plays, and tonight we're playing Star Wars Edge of the Empire, and we're actually finishing Trouble Brewing. We already finished the main plot point, so this is going to really serve as an epilogue to that whole scenario. So if you haven't watched that yet, I encourage you to go check it out. It was a lot of fun for us. Also, tonight we're hoping to get to as we get to towards the end of tonight, it'll serve as a prologue to our next adventure that we're going to play, which is called Beyond the Rim, which is actually the first published adventure module that Fantasy Flight put out for this game system. But with me tonight, I have Trevor playing Orc. How you doing, Trevor?
Hello.
And I have Adam playing Norgar. How you doing, Adam?
We are well.
We were meeting Norgar a little early there. Cool. And I have David playing Bunt.
Oh.
And Seth playing our old grizzled store clone trooper, Val.
What's up, guys? Got any T-Ha?
And so we're going to pick it up right where we left off last time. Is Norgar pulled the trigger. He was on stun, but he pulled the trigger as you broke into this compartment that was that Vanden Dova had holed himself up in. And so as you guys forced open the door, Norgar basically charged in and shot him. And so that stun hits him, and then he just slumps back against the console, and it effectively knocks him out. And that's where we'll pick it up. So he is slumped over, and you guys, you now have him unconscious. And so just as a reminder, if you bring him to a certain hut alive, that hut will give you 5,000 credits. But you can also bring him to the Empire on Kessel for 10,000 credits. So it's really your choice.
Al, I got him.
It's a good shot, Nogi. Let's pick him up and put him in the hold, the ship.
I'm not picking him up.
No, I got him.
Do you need a hand?
I can come in and help. We don't need a hand from you. You were shooting us with your gun.
Yeah.
Also,
Are you under the ship?
I also sliced the door open.
Oh, that's true. You did come over and do that.
You're welcome.
Looks like
Yeah, I think we can put the cuffs on him and carry him over to our ship.
looks like we have a new ship possibly to use here as well. Maybe Val and I will take this back and you guys will follow us. How does that sound?
Yeah, do we want to bring the bodies into the other ship and close the hatch so if anybody else comes?
Who else is going to come?
I don't know. There's all sorts of people around the shipyard.
I mean, we could always throw them into space.
We're on an asteroid, right, Jonathan?
Yeah, you're in a cavern.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you're in a...
Sorry.
I believe I saw the generator outside that was powering the interface between space and the air in here. As if we move out, it seems like the air will come in and the bodies will be frozen and all will be well.
Sounds like that'll work.
To me.
So you had three crew members that were kind of like his grunts, and then you had his first mate. That was the last session that you defeated in combat, and that's the reason why he ran up there. So they're in varying degrees of being unconscious or dead outside. So they're just laying on the ground outside.
Want to search their ship? Was there any cargo or?
I think in general that's a good idea. We should also search the bodies and just kind of see what kind of valuables the whole crew has on them.
I'd like to also slice the ship's logs and if there's any sort of data pads around, try and see if there's just valuables laying around or incoming or
okay.
Just kind of search for that.
I will check the nav computer to see where they've been going and coming.
Okay, so let's start with Orc doing that computer's check.
Okay.
And so that, being that you're not being interrupted, you and how much time are you guys spending here? Are you being exhaustive, or are you just quickly going through it?
If they're gonna go check the bodies, right? They're gonna make sure we're not gonna get snuck up on, yeah.
Well, they're defeated outside. Some of them surrendered, and then okay. I think the first mate. When we have to go back and. If anybody remembers from last session, but I just know that the general consensus of it was they were defeated. They were either. Yeah. You also have Sakata who's aiming her guns at him, and then there was another Rodian, a male Rodian that had jumped out of one of the escape pods, and and she was like saying, "Brother," and so he went up onto your guys' ship with her.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so
I forgot about
that's
that.
part.
Yeah.
So I would just say like not an exhaustive search, just a good once over, because we don't want to spend hours wrapping it up and getting off.
Okay, so let's
Yeah.
go. Let's start with Orc. If you want to do that computers check on average, so it'll be 2 purple, and then just describe what you are looking for. Describe like what you're kind of this. This is basically the result of your roll as you interpret the dice pool will kind of spell out the success or failure of what you're actually trying to do.
Sure. So what I'm actually looking for is I'm trying to look for any like data or just valuables, really. Anything that we can either sell information wise or like actual materials wise, if there's like valuable stuff. Right now, I mean, I don't really care much about anything future wise coming in, just if there's something in this immediate area or any information that we can sell.
So you're looking on the computer for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Like as like maybe like a manifest or something like that?
Yeah, like a manifest or an inventory or like just like memos too.
Okay. Go ahead and make that check.
Okay, so just kind of refreshing my memory here. I have 2 intellect and then I have 2 ranks in computers.
So you're going to roll 2 yellow dice, and you're going to roll 2 purple dice with that.
Okay, so I don't roll green dice. Oh, because
you're
right?
upgrading it, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. 1 success, 1 threat.
1 success, 1 threat. Okay, so you successfully get a manifest, and the only bad part about it is it looks like the official manifest that they would hand in if they were visiting a port that needed a manifest. So you succeeded in finding like what the actual manifest, like what their official manifest would be, but I would say your suspicion would be that hey, if they were carrying anything illegal, they probably wouldn't put it on this document.
Right.
Yeah, so that's about all your check brings up. And then Norgar, you wanted to check their navigation systems, like to see where they've been.
Yeah, I wanna look to see like where they've been coming and going from. Like if we can figure out like why the Hutts are after this guy, you know, like he's been going back and forth to Kessel, or he's been going back and forth to some other place, or
sure,
if if they had already loaded in where they're going next, already done their calculations.
Sure, let's do an astrogation check, and same difficulty, an average check, and then we'll get to Bunt and Val with your perception checks.
So in astrogation, I have one rank of astrogation and 4 intelligence, plus I get an extra blue dice when I'm doing astrogation checks.
Oh, okay. So you're going to get 3 green, 1 yellow, and 1 blue with the 2 purple.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, against 2 purple. I'm sorry, I didn't put the purple in. All right, so I got, let's see here. 1 failure and 4 advantages.
Okay, so you don't find anything on there as far as like a travel log, but the advantage is to reveal that this ship has been that one of the reasons you may not find a travel log is this ship appears like it might have been sitting in this very spot for a good 3 weeks. Oh,
okay. So they seem to be hiding or something.
It seems to be with the way they have the ship laid out, and it's almost like you come to Bandon. Bandon doesn't go to you.
Gotcha. Sure. Which is why the guy on the other planet had the coordinates and the codes and stuff, because he was going to come here. Well, let's hope that someone else doesn't come looking for him as well.
The one other thing that you find with the check, even though you failed, but I'm just doing this with these 4 advantages that you had, is that the ship doesn't seem to be in working order right now. It doesn't seem like even if you wanted to, that it would be able to take off. One of the engines seems to be down, and you're not certain why he didn't have it fixed. Probably just because he wasn't planning on going anywhere. So with some time with repairing it, you could probably get it up and working. Not assuming you have all the necessary parts for it, but seemed like he was being pretty lazy about getting it fixed because he's been basically chilling in this asteroid.
Perfect.
And then we have Bunt and Val. So you guys are taking a once over in the cargo and
Yeah, and I kind of want to see if there's any obvious, or kind of look for hidden compartments. We know we got some on our ship. There's extra places to hide. Smugglers usually do. Would that just be a perception, or would my skullduggery help?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like my skullduggery's cunning, and that's
Which one are you hiring? Which one are you hiring?
Skullduggery. I've got 2 ranks.
Okay,
so that's higher.
Okay, and then Val, are you helping him with this?
Sure. Yeah.
Do you have what are your skills in skullduggery?
No, nothing like
that. Nothing. Okay.
No.
So you're not going to be able to contribute like as far as like the actual actual success or advantage dice, but you can add a blue dice as you're helping him do that. So, but the check for this is going to be a hard check, so it's going to be 3 purple.
Ooh.
But you're using the skullduggery check with Val.
Let's go, bud.
All right, so what's our dice pool here? So I got a...
What's your skullduggery rank again? 2. And then what's your cunning?
3. So I got 3.
So you're going to do
ability,
1. You're going to do 1 green dice and 2 yellow with
2 yellow with and 3
purple with 1 blue dice. The blue dice is for Val helping you out.
And you said there's 3 setbacks?
3 purple, yeah. Is that what they're called, setbacks? I still...
sorry, no, I was looking at the black, sorry.
I got used to the call.
Are they difficulty dice?
Difficulty dice, yes.
Yeah. Setback is like the opposite of boost, I think.
Yes,
the black
ones, yeah.
All right, 2 successes, 2 threats.
Nice. So the... for what you're looking for, the only threat you hear is that there's 2 guys that are on their knees, basically, that... You can still have the R4 unit that can also be manning your guns. And they're not much of a threat, but as you pull open one of the compartments, they go, no! And they're just from outside the ship. And then as you open it up, it's like your face is immediately is glittering a little bit. Val, you see this little glittering go over one's face.
Glitter bomb?
And
glitter
so
stem.
You have found a whole container of glitter stem. It's about from rough estimates 100 doses of it, which on the market you could get 5,000 credits for this.
Ooh.
So,
I think we should take that.
Yup. You called it a glitter stem?
Yeah,
that's the drug.
It's a spice. Yeah. There's
Is it illegal?
No, it's all pretty illegal. People take these type of drugs because sometimes they feel like it gives them what do you call that? Or you can see the future, or you can. They think they can. It's out for debate whether people really can, but people that take doses of it end up being addicts, and so by that point you're arguing with an addict. So, but anyhow, you have found a whole container of these.
Yeah, it seems like we put that in our secret compartment on the Falcon.
Yeah, and which I thought that was cool with the skullduggery, because basically you knew after you did this search, you're like, there's they got the fake manifests. There's got to be something here, and so Bunt was like, you just saw like like maybe a corner of underneath like a seat that looked off from the floor that no one would have noticed, but you've been in the game long enough that's where you found it at.
Was there any obvious stuff in the regular cargo?
No, that being that they've been here for 3 weeks, the place is kind of like, it's like almost like a bachelor pad. Think of like 5-6 crew members just sitting there for the last 3 weeks. There's like trash in spots, spilled drinks.
Hot Pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's
couple pizza boxes.
Yeah, you guys can add it. You can add 50 credits to your party's credit pool, because throughout there you would have been able to scrounge together that much at least. But this isn't like it doesn't seem like this is the bank or anything. Like this is where they keep all of that for their operation. It wasn't like, this is where they store all of their credits or everything else. The glitter stem obviously was a big find.
Is that what we found on them? Did we already do what they had on them?
Yeah, I think we did that last time. You guys don't find a lot on them. They're sitting there like they weren't expecting a fight. They thought they were being visited by Daryl Blunt, so they didn't arm themselves. So think of guys in like work clothes with half removed from being at rest. That's what they basically look like. So they don't. All of their belongings are sitting on the ship. as far as what they have on the ship, I don't think they have anything on there that's better than what you guys have already acquired. So, because again, this isn't their outfit. This isn't like their armory or anything like that. It's literally their ship, like the little, like where they hole up while they wait for people to come to them.
You said there's 2 people in the hold?
No, they were on the ground outside, but they can see up into the ship where you guys are searching. Okay. So you do have survivors. I'm not sure what you want to do with them.
Yeah, I think throwing them out the airlock type works. That's what Norgar wanted to do. Just let them get thrown out into space, right?
It's an option. When I thought we could steal their ship, but it does not seem that it is a possibility anymore. They seem to be missing some pulse out of their engine. So,
Well, they're not gonna. The ship isn't really operable right now. Maybe we could just leave them in the broken ship and blow the airlock, so they have to just radio for help. Sort of a best case scenario.
I like that. I don't know about leaving people behind though to follow us around, but it's probably more civilized than other options.
You never know. I mean, it's nice to have people owe us. I don't think they're going to chase us.
It's also bad to have people out for revenge. It's like I'd say better safe than sorry. I would take them out. Guns for hire, mercenaries.
I don't mind blasting them.
Of course not. Of course not.
Well, I'm just going to go over here then.
So, Orc's going back to the ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want no part of the blasting them.
I'm going to take some of the glitter stem and start dragging the crate with me.
Okay.
Is there any value in perhaps questioning them? Do we need to know anything from them?
It's just a smash and grab, right?
I think
we're just here for the man.
Yeah, we're just here for Dova.
Right.
And hopefully we'll get some new jobs from this Hutt fellow.
All right. So somebody carrying Dova, like fireman carry back to your ship.
I guess I'll take Dova since I don't really want to see what happens next with Val.
Okay.
Avert your crying eyes.
I'll make it quick for him, Orc. Don't worry, I'll make it quick for him.
What's Bud doing?
Yeah, I'll help.
Help what?
Yeah, I'll take care of one. He can take care of the other.
Which task?
Yeah, because you have Orc carrying a Doba, and you got Dorgar that's dragging along a case of glitter sims. So you're like, I'll help. It's like, no, I need to hear you say it. Bud.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I'll shoot him. Yes, we got 2 people, 2 guns to the back of heads. So,
okay. All right, so as Orc and Norgar, as you kind of go up the ramp, you hear choo, 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 choo. And then very coldly, Val and Bunt walk back up to the ship. So
you just see my shoulders go up as the shots start just.
So
it's rough on the edge.
So as you get back up the ship, you see that sitting at one of your basically your table, your table where you guys kind of convene on your ship to eat or talk or whatever, are the 2 Rodians, and so you have Zakata that she's basically with with a wet towel, she's wiping off the other Rodian's face, and it looks like he's cleaning an old wound that he has.
Yeah. Zakata, could you introduce us?
Oh, yeah, this is my brother. I thought he was lost. This is Godon.
Hey.
Oh, just a brother. Fantastic.
Godon, what are you doing with these guys?
Well, I was after Ben and Dova. I was gonna collect that bounty that they have, but. You see, my ship it crashed, and well, he was a smooth talker. Eventually, he talked me into just joining his crew. I didn't quite trust him, but I didn't have any options. I've been stuck here for, 2 weeks now. And the lazy bastard didn't look like he was making any plans to get off this damn asteroid. So all hopes of collecting a bounty seemed to go out the window, but I came out ready to defend, but then I saw my sister here, and you see him looking into her eyes lovingly. And then she's like, gives him a hug, and they embrace again. They seem very happy to see each other.
Well, all right. That seems well, I guess we're lucky things went the way they did.
Are you a bounty hunter?
And then the sister kind of gives him like a disapproving look, and he's like, I was trying to be.
See, it's dangerous work.
So is that your non-working ship out there, or did you crash somewhere else?
No, I crashed trying to get into here, and I got in, but he graciously let me live. You know, he seemed to be underneath all of the cold veneer, seemed to have a heart of some sort. But they just jettisoned my wreck out to space.
Oh, I see.
So I really had no way to get back.
Yes, and that ship out there seems not to have an engine, so or working.
Well, it does, but you see, Van and Dova seem to get very comfortable in his position here.
Well, as a smuggler, he perhaps should not have gotten too comfortable.
What, if you don't mind me asking, what are you going to do with them?
We do mind you asking.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Apparently we mind.
It does seem a little strange to me that you were hired to kill this man, and he took you on in his crew. Is that not strange to all of you?
Well, you see, I didn't have much of an option. How else was I going to get out of here?
For you, of course. I'm talking more about Dolan.
Well,
why would he take you on in your crew if you were meant to kill him?
Well, he seemed to appreciate if he can get anybody to join him. I guess he just liked having bodies at hand. I don't really know. But he effectively saved my life. I felt like I didn't have any other option.
So are we dropping you guys back down and splitting ways?
Well, yes, and there's this is Zakata. She says, well, we also have we have the business with the R4 unit. I do believe I owe you some credits.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Go on.
Well, if he will have me, she points to the R4 unit. I need to spend some time with him and get the maps that he knows so that I can take it back to my homeworld and complete the atlas we're working on. But that would be that's a finder's fee. That's 2,000 credits.
My dear, I feel a little bit used. Are you sure you didn't know your brother was here, right? You came with us under false pretenses, I believe.
I did not know he was here at all.
But you knew he was going after Mr. Doba, yes?
I did, and I was concerned with that. I almost told you. I almost told you at the Rejenks Cantina. And then,
almost.
And if you remember, she was. This is back like 3 sessions ago now when you first met her, but she was perturbed, and she seemed on the verge of saying something. She was worried. She was worried.
Yes. That's why I went over and made my acquaintance. I do remember your concern.
But I would have no idea where Mr. Doba was.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought my brother was probably dead. That's why I'm so happy to see him alive. And again, she embraces him.
Well, let us not tarry here too much longer. If Mr. Doba is used to getting deliveries, I don't want to be here as one comes in. Yes.
Yeah, let's get going.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, this is Godon speaking. He has a sentry droid. How did you get by the droid? It's a small ship.
You have your secrets. We have ours.
Oh well, I just mean unless the signal's sent, that thing will attack on your way out. I did hear them talk about that.
Oh no, it won't.
Oh, okay.
But we
Have we seen a sentry droid?
No, you didn't see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we only got the guy on the other asteroid.
Remember we sent the signal.
Yeah, we sent the code to get in.
Is that? I mean, that's the same signal he's talking about, right?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have to send the signal to get out. Hope it's the same.
Kind of as this conversation is progressing too, I'm gonna like try to see if I can drop back behind Val or Bunt, just sort of whisper in their ear and just, hey, you know, if she's offering us 2,000 credits for those coordinates, you know, I bet, you know, the Hutts might be more interested and more generous with that same information.
Well, I think she's technically paying us for the finder's fee for finding the droid. The droid,
Yes.
He's got what's the word for that? Independence or whatever.
Yeah, he's malmuted. Yeah, he's his own free person.
Well, we already got the surety owes us for the finder's fee. This would be on top of that, right? The 2,000 that she offered?
I believe she just wants to talk to the droid. It's not like we can't take her finder's fee as well as the Hutts.
That's the coordinates. Well, I think if she publishes the coordinates, then they cease to be valuable.
Are you guys whispering? Did you leave the two of them alone? You guys are whispering this,
Yeah.
or you guys left them alone?
That will take some time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Hutts won't. It will take some time for something to be published and then make it to Hutties. So
her 2,000 credits is for you finding the droid to put into her service, like for her to spend time with the droid to get the maps. So it's not as simple as like I download it real fast and I'm done. She needs the time with the droid. The droid has to be willing, you know, because he is a free droid. And so that's what she wants time with. She needs to update her maps with what he knows. Remember, he knows a lot about the Kessel Run and the surrounding area.
Yeah.
So, but also he can the R4 unit can be an ally of yours too now going forward because of the fact that you did rescue him and you gave him his revenge. You know.
Yes.
So
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was going to ask him if he was happy with how it all turned out.
Yeah. So he gives his series he gives his series of beeps and churns, and then you all understand what he's saying. He says he's very, very happy with you exacting his revenge. He'd be happier to see Bandandoba deceased, but
trust me, the Hutts have worse things than death.
And that's what he basically says, that if you're taking him to a Hutt, then he's as good as dead. So
Cool.
All right. Hey Val.
Hi.
Perhaps you want to hit the generator as we make our way out and shut down the air in this compartment.
Oh,
Make it a
sure.
little harder for the next peoples to come along and figure out what happened here.
All right.
Yeah, I wonder if we can sell the coordinates to somebody who can go out and pick at the wreckage.
Ooh, yeah, we could give it to a salvager.
It's possible.
Yeah,
Are we going back to Foremost? Is that the plan?
Well,
drop.
is that not where your ship is, my young Rhodian friend?
Oh, you guys back with her now? Okay. Yeah, I thought you guys had gone off to talk about your.
We did.
A brief aside.
Okay.
A brief aside.
She says, "Well, yes, that's also where the credits are. I don't have them on me."
Okay.
Smart.
Well, you may have your time with the R4 units as we fly, and you can discuss whatever things you need to discuss with him.
Sounds agreeable.
Then while we're flying, can we do our medic checks before we land and see if we can heal a little bit?
Sure. And as we are rolling dice, let's do our destiny pool for this session, and then I'll also be rolling the obligation to see if something new comes along.
Oh boy.
So first let's do the medicine checks. So yeah, this is all the same day. So you're not going to gain you're still going to have your strain there. You're not going to gain the 1 hit point back for resting. So now this is where we'll go to medicine check. So who's your party's like medic?
Apparently, it's me.
I think it's Norgar. Yeah, he's got the best intelligence.
I don't have any points in it yet, but apparently I'm going to get some. Okay. So I have 4 green, and then I only have 2 hit points. Can I medicine myself, or do I have to stim pack myself?
I think you would have to stim pack yourself.
Okay.
I can try to medicine.
But somebody can still attempt. Yeah, I was going to say somebody can attempt it. Yeah, you can just only have one person attempt it though. You can't have multiple people attempt it.
Just like in D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll 3 or 4 green and try to heal Val. What's my opposed roll for that?
Val, what's your hit points at?
5 out of 12.
5 out of 12. So
yeah.
that's going to be an average check.
2, right? 2 difficulty dice. All right, I'm rolling. I got 2 successes.
All right, so Val, you're going to heal 2 wounds.
That's exciting. All right, how about Mr. Bunt?
Did you get any advantages on that, Adam?
Nope, just 2. Okay. Just 2 successes.
Okay, then you got
Mr. Bunt. What's your hit points?
I'm currently at 8. I thought it was worse than that.
8 out of what?
13.
Okay. All right, so that's an easy check. Just 1. Ooh. Purple.
So Norgar, while you're rolling that, I'll just say it says characters attempting to treat their own injuries increase the difficulty of the medicine check by 2 difficulty dice.
Fantastic.
So
okay,
you can't treat yourself, but
for Mr. Bunt, I got 5 successes and 2 advantages, which seems crazy.
Nice.
You got what? Say that again.
5
successes
and 2 advantages.
So you're gonna heal 5 wounds, Bunt, and then you're gonna heal the advantages heal 2 strain.
Sweet. So I'm back to full.
Congratulations.
and then you have Orc.
And Mr. Orc.
Yeah.
Hey. So I don't have any wounds because I was sitting there in the gun pit just
but
shooting at us.
Chaos.
Yeah. But you're trying to heal Norgar, right?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's okay. 2 green dice and then an average check.
What's your?
I'm 2 out of 9.
Oh, okay.
I'm fairly winded.
Okay, so that's an average check.
Okay.
Anything more than half is an average unless you're at the wound, unless you're right at the wound threshold.
I rolled 2 advantages.
So you're gonna heal 2 strain, Norgar, not wounds. So you give him a good massage. Relax
Thanks
him.
for that.
And how much does a stim pack heal?
You guys have the stim pack rules. You guys have been doing those.
I think it's 6. I think it's 6, and then if you use them within a 24-hour period, like if you use another one, then it's 5. If you another one, then it's 4.
You become
it's
desensitized to it.
Perhaps one of you has a stim pack that I can.
I got one for you, Nogi. Here you go. I'll toss them one.
Thank you.
Anybody know how much those? I need to see how much those are. Buy some more.
I think they're like 50 or 100 or something like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, and then I mean that's an easy find on that ship, by the way, too. You guys can add 3 stim packs from what you found. They for sure would have that type of equipment on there.
Oh, then use that, Norgi.
Yeah, just use those.
All right.
But he would need. So he would need all 3 of them, right?
We should just use 1. They should get 6 hit. I think it's 6 hit points.
Yeah, I don't need any more than that. That's 8 out of 9.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm good.
I forgot you were little.
I'm little.
Norgi, I got like this little bruise on my finger. Could you take a look at it?
I will bite it.
Kiss it better.
Let's do our destiny pool roll now too. So everybody roll one of the white dice.
Only that's
just
all
one,
rolling,
just
right?
one of them. Yeah, each of you 4.
Which one's the white?
It's the Destiny one. It's a 12-sided dice. It's but it's
I've got one success.
one. You got one
Or
light
one.
side. One light side.
Yeah, one light side. Yeah.
Okay.
One dark side.
Force.
One dark side.
One dark side.
Right.
Oh, no.
Run.
Sorry, I'm working on it.
No problem. And then while he's working on it, I'm going to roll for the obligation to see if we already have Val's got triggered. So
That was last session, right?
that was last session. Yeah. Kind of did all of the Trouble Brewing as that one obligation check.
Was that him getting recognized in the bar? Is that kind of how that played out?
It got played out that you just started getting pretty nervous about the fact that you guys were in a more populated area, and
Gotcha.
you was worried about maybe getting spotted. Both of you were worried about it, but it turned out to be on Val's.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll on that while Bunt's rolling his Destiny.
Oh.
I got a 93, so you guys are going to avoid the negative obligation this time.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
But as your GM, I'm using the obligation not just for the mechanic effect of what it does to you, but as much as possible, I'm going to try to work that into the story. And in fact, Val's I haven't forgotten about, just so you know. You didn't get off the hook in Trouble Brewing. So
Right.
Yeah, I had the one black.
one black. All right, so your guys' Destiny pool is 3 dark side and 1 light side.
Yes.
So if you guys want to write that down, I got the actual chips on my side to flip them over, but just so you guys know.
And then a stim pack heals 5 wounds, not 6, and then
Okay.
it deteriorates as normal. So,
Gotcha.
Norgi, make that change, yeah.
Yes.
All right, so now we got all of that, all the mechanics and the healing down. What do you guys do? You guys going back to Foremost?
Yeah.
I think that makes the most sense, yeah.
Okay. Because of the coordinates that the R4 unit gave you to get here, it's reversed basically to go back. So it's no problem as far as piloting goes to get back to Foremost. And you've only been gone for a few hours, really. It wasn't a long trip to do all of that. Oh yeah, you guys last session also had blown up that other pilot in that other cavern too. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so you were.
Didn't you shoot through the wing or something and it fell on him or something?
Did Orc do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the pacifist.
Yeah. Well,
He just can't control himself when he gets around those guns. He's gotta shoot.
So as you guys make the quick jump back, you arrive at what's familiar to you now is the foremost planet, which is basically just has a space station on it. The rest of the planet's pretty arid and dry, so I imagine you guys are just pulling right back into the space station, the spaceport, I should say.
Yeah.
Is there any market at the at Foremost? In Foremost?
Yeah, there's outside markets. They're all like the street vendors, basically.
Okay.
I think we should drop them off and make our way out of here. We don't really want it known that we have this man in our hold. Yes.
Yeah, so you can park right in the spaceport, pretty much in the same spot that you were before, which was right near Zakata's ship, if you'd like.
That is preferable.
The nice thing about Foremost is there's not a lot of questioning at the port. You don't see a port official or anything like that. It's more of a news will get around that you arrive. It won't be a secret that you arrive, but you don't have a customs, so to speak, when you land.
Fantastic.
So Jonathan, I want to ask Nukata, what's your plan with the R4 unit? How long will it take you to get the information you need from him?
Well, I think we're going to reside here on Foremost for probably 2 weeks, I would say. I wanted him to feel comfortable and trust me. So I went to, and the R4 unit is actually near her now. And she kind of pats his head, his, circular orb-like head. And then he seems to be looking up at her, and you guys spend enough time around droids that he seems to take a liking to her. But I think as we talk and really enjoy each other's company, probably a couple of weeks for me to fully take the information that he knows, what he's willing to give me.
R4, are you okay with that? If we leave you here, we have some errands to run with our friend.
And then he chirps a lot of chirps in a row, which is almost like a short little monologue. that basically he's saying that I don't need your permission to stay here, and you don't need my permission to go. I'm a free droid. And
yes, no, we are just friends, and we are concerned for you. If you are happy, we are happy, so we will leave you on your way.
And he says he's pleased in Zakata's presence.
So about those 2,000 credits.
Oh yes,
Yes.
I'll bring them back shortly. And so she goes, you can even watch R4, and she goes to her ship. And then she comes back with the 2,000 credits, and she hands them to you and bids you farewell, unless there's anything else you want to talk to her about.
Until next time, my fair lady.
Well, hold on. I want to talk to the R4 real quick, or maybe even while she was gone at the ship, I would have asked the R4 this. But that information you have, those coordinates, they could be valuable to the same people that we're going to give Benedova to. We could cut you in on the information, and we could just deliver that information. We'll cut you in on the credits. It's easy money.
And so he kind of chirps back in his droid language that he basically says, I think I've had enough of associating with smugglers and scoundrels. No offense.
Well, sure. I mean, Zakata's going to publish this information if you tell her. Are you planning on telling her?
And he says back to you, sorry, coughing. He says back to you that she's not a smuggler.
Well, okay. I mean, if you're going to basically give away information for no profit because you're worried about your reputation, then that's your choice. You are a free droid, but you want some credits to make that freedom a little more comfortable, a little more fun. We could do that for you. We're not so bad once you get to know us.
Then he kind of gives like a doubtful noise.
Well, all right. And I'm just gonna walk off.
Nice. So she comes back with your 2,000 credits, and then the droid rolls down your ramp.
Norgi, do you think we have time to go back to Rejinx for a little refreshment before we leave?
I think you are refreshed enough, my friends.
I think we should take care of Dova.
You do remember that he, the bartender, A, kicked you out, and B, recognized you as, a Cayenne.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to apologize to him.
Yes.
I was a bit of an ass.
Yes, well, let's just pretend that you have apologized and move on with our way, yes? There are many more ports with many more cantinas.
All right. I guess so.
I think there's a song about that. More ports and more cantinas.
I don't know it. You're welcome to sing it, though, Mr. Walk.
No, that's okay.
Could you hum a few bars for me?
I think Bun knows the words.
Nope, sorry.
Interesting talk as you guys were plugging into the coordinates as Norcar's getting ready to take off. So,
where are we going?
It's time to deliver Dova.
Oh, okay. So
there's a bounty for the Mr. Hutt. He would like the Mr. Doba.
Yeah. So where's the Hutt?
Where is the Hutt, DM?
Oh boy.
So
it was on the sign. I don't remember what it said though.
It looks like we're going back to.
We might have to go back to the cantina.
Yes.
Actually, the Hutt, the information that there is a Hutt was from that the person in the cantina that you got information from way back 3 sessions ago. So
this was like Imperial bounty that was posted in
the Imperial
cantina.
bounty is the public one. You got to go to Kessel. You got to go to Kessel to get that one. The Hutt wanted alive, preferably, was actually from the information broker in the cantina.
Oh, that Delmorian or the Demorian. What is? I don't know their race. Delmorian, is that what they're called? The devil-looking guys?
Yeah, Devavorian. Yeah.
He was the guy that told us about. Yeah.
Yeah, his name was like Sal or something like that.
Snoo.
Snoo. That was close.
Well, should we go back and look for Snoo then? Come on, let's go, Norgie. Let's go. Come on, everybody. Let's go.
The ancients preserve us. Yes.
So yeah, you guys do have to find
I think someone
Snoo.
should stay with the ship and watch over to Mr. Dova.
I can't handle him. If he wakes up, that's...
Yeah, I can stay behind.
Okay. All right, Val, I will go with you and keep you in line.
Oh, you're going to talk to Snoo.
Oh, goody.
Should Bunt? Well, I guess we're not going to be making any rolls, right? Probably okay. All right, let's go. Back to the cantina.
All right, so Norgar and Val are back to the cantina. So Val, are you just walking in like normal, or?
I'm gonna go talk to the bartender.
Okay, Rejinx.
Yeah.
It's only been like 3 hours. You know this, right?
It's been a bit longer than that, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's been longer since you guys like when he first got thrown out. You fought.
That's true. We had a battle, and that's true. Okay, fine.
So I guess it's like that night is what I'm thinking. Is that right, Jonathan?
Yeah, that'll work. Or actually, you guys could take the night here in the port. Like say it's already nighttime, and then do it in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah, I imagine you have some type of drugs or some means of keeping Dova sedate, or even in some type of brig, of some makeshift brig you can do on your ship.
Yeah, cargo hold, I guess, would be our brig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go to Rejinx if we're there.
Okay.
Does he have an immediate reaction when he sees my face?
So he's like cleaning the counter. Since it's early in the morning, there's not as many people there. So, without looking up, he's like, "What do you want to drink?"
Give me a T-Haw, please.
And then that's when he looks up. He's like, "Hey, you're not allowed in here."
Yeah. Listen, Rejinx, I wanted to apologize for yesterday and throwing the drink in your face.
And he kind of looks you up and down. He almost like incredulous, and he's like,
"Yeah, when I have too much to drink, I get a bit out of line, and you were not being so helpful, which you, I'm sure, will admit, right?"
I'm going to climb up on the counter. He's honestly a very nice man.
That doesn't really sound like an apology if you're accusing me of something.
No. Listen, I'll give you 50 credits, and we're square. Is that right?
Okay, but you don't drink in here anymore. If you're gonna be like that.
Oh no. If I pay you 50 credits, that's so that I can drink in here.
No. If you're gonna act like that under your T-Haw, then I'm not getting another drink thrown in my face.
All right, so Val bristles a little bit at this. He's getting a little bit upset.
You can always try the milk.
I'm keeping my 50 credits. Screw this place. I'm sorry, Rejinx, but I didn't mean it. Take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So are you walking out, Val?
I guess so. You're on your own, Norgie.
Yeah, does Snoo happen to be around?
Snoo, yeah, he's right over. He had a kind of a late night. He's over back there on the bench, and then you see him over like on because it's a 2-story building. He's on downstairs, and he is like has his cloak pulled up over his mouth, and it looks like he's laying on his side, but you can't miss his horns.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm going to scramble down from the counter and walk over to him.
So he's asleep.
Mr. Snoo. I'm going to kick him in the leg.
Okay, your little kick. So.
Yeah.
And so he kind of like rustles awake. He's like, "Oh yes." Opens up like one eye and looks at you, and then kind of turns his head like as you're coming into focus. And he's like, "What are you?"
I'm Norgar the Draw. We met yesterday. Do you remember this?
Water. I need some water.
Water. And I look on the table. Is there any water on the table?
Yeah, there's a few different cups of water, but they're all like half drink. There's somebody else's.
I'll hand him one of these half drunk ones that's on the table.
So he kind of sits up on his elbows and he just like drinks it down real fast.
Yes.
What can I? I met you yesterday. What can I? What do you need?
Yes. You remember we discussed a couple of things yesterday, but one of them was there was a Hutt bounty. We were thinking about possibly going after this man and turning him in. Do you have some info on which Hutt and where he needs to go?
Yeah, but that information will cost you.
Oh, everything costs here, doesn't it? And how much will that information cost me? Oh, we lost David.
Oh, wait a minute. I am fair. You see, I've had a rough night. You paid me for information.
We did earlier.
Yes, and I didn't tell you which Hutt?
No. You mentioned the Hutt, but we hadn't quite decided what we were going to try for a job. So we're wondering what info you might have.
Well, to bring Doba alive, you would have to bring him to it's Thakba, the Hutt. Have you heard of Thakba? Thakba Besadi Dion?
There's many Hutts. I have not, but
yes, that's true. There are many Hutts.
Yes. So Fatfa, the Hutt.
His name is Thakba.
Thakba. Okay.
Yeah, say it with me now. It's Thakba, the Hutt. He doesn't like to be called something that's not his name.
Oh, that is good. Most of us don't, but few of us have the same carry that a Hutt does. And where can we find this Hutt?
Well, you see, its palace is on Sleheron.
Sleheron. Oh, okay. And do you know quite how many light years away we are from that?
Oh, it's just travel along the Pavel Sleheron hyperlane. Just travel there and you'll get to Sleheron.
Oh, perfect. And is there anything code words or anything we need to know to get in hold of this Hutt once we get in the system?
No, he has a large palace.
Okay. Someone will be able to point us the way.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. Here's some credits for your troubles. Why don't you go back to sleep now?
Oh, thank you very, very much.
Okay.
And then he immediately starts snoring. So
fantastic. And then I'm gonna hop off the bench and go see Val outside.
Yeah, I'll be waiting for you outside. Nogi, could you go get me a tea hall real quick? Just one for the road.
You remember what happened last time. He knew it was for you. I don't think at this point the deception is going to continue. Plus Val, there's more tea halls in other places, yes?
I guess so. Where are we going?
We're going to a Hutt. Batba. Something like that. I don't remember.
I heard Thakfa.
Thakfa. Yes. Well, he was slightly inebriated, but we'll be able to get there very shortly in the closest hyperspace lane. So let us head for our ship, and we will head on our way there.
All right. So we're good to go, right? We've got the money from Nikata, and we don't have any more business on Foremost, right?
It seems not.
All right. Let's go.
All right. So this is a well-known hyperlane, the Pavel Sleheron hyperlane. So Norgar, this wouldn't be a piloting check that would have to test your piloting skills. Yeah, you're more cruising down this hyperlane, basically. So lore-wise for the game, there are established hyperlanes. There's 4 or 5 major ones that are all throughout the galaxy, and then there's smaller ones that connect different worlds. Except it's on some of the smaller ones, the maps for those might change. So if you're trying to use like an old map, it's not going to be the same as it was, say 2 years later. So charting and astrogation, all that is a whole different side business because you're keeping these maps updated. Now the main 4 or 5 hyperlanes, those don't change. They're established hyperlanes, and I'll highlight which ones those are. But they're in the core book too. You can see that in that section of the rules.
Because the whole thing, the different rings turn at different speeds.
Oh, cool.
Right? Like you think about where the stars are, they're rotating at different speeds.
Bodies in motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So this is really just like a point A to point B type hyperlane, as you kind of navigate to get there, Norgar, and then once you're there, you kind of take the jump. So like you fly through open space only for a matter of maybe a few hours until you get to that hyperlane, and then you jump on that hyperlane and you get over to that world. I would say it probably takes you a day to travel there. So,
while we're traveling, I'm gonna kind of pick Val's brain. Hey, Val, people a lot more than I thought. Ever since I joined your guys' company, do you have any suggestions for like armor or anything like that? I don't know the first thing about that.
Well, I suppose you could shop around for a bit of armor, but if you've got some heavy clothing, that at least will protect you a bit. But we've got to get to a place that has a better market.
All right. Well, if you see something or you think we're in a place, let's go look.
Do you have any experience with the blaster, Rourke?
That was maybe the second time I've held one back there. You just point and pull the button, right?
Something like that. Yeah, I suppose. You just need a little practice and you'll get better at it.
Yeah, maybe we could do that when we land too.
Sure, I can show you a thing or two.
Yeah, I'd like that. Thanks,
all right.
Val.
Yeah, of course.
So I think this would be a good time to. We did this way back when we first started, but if you could describe what your characters now look like. So it's starting with Val. Val, do you want to, as you guys are traveling, I almost like picture this as like, because you two are talking, but almost like a camera's like, going around the crew, so you can see really what they look like. So Val, just tell us about what your appearance looks like.
So Val he's trying to disguise himself a little bit so that he doesn't look like a clone wherever he goes. So he has a large handlebar mustache, and he wears kind of like a weathered cowboy hat. But other than that, he kind of looks, like a clone would, but he looks, he's trying to be undercover, basically. He's big, he's brawny, looks like a clone trooper. I don't know what else detail I can give you besides that.
But he's like an older clone trooper, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. So he's 22, I think, which is old for a clone, obviously, because they're fully grown after 6 months. But yeah, he's aging a bit.
Your parent age would be in the 40s.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I would be. From human years, he'd be more like 40.
Yeah, because the end of the Clone Wars in our game is about 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, and I think Val was also one of the original clones because I've read a little bit of lore, and I think in order for him to reject Order 66, he would have to be an ARC clone. I think first generation ARC clone. I think is what I read. So he would need to have his own. I think the other clones were chipped or something like that, so that they would follow orders without question. But
and then he also has occasionally wears like a big cowboy hat.
Yeah, kind of a weathered cowboy hat with a handlebar mustache. Yep.
Nice. And how about Orc?
Completely the opposite as far as demeanor and clothing. Very comfortable utilitarian sort of clothing, very plain, nondescript, just regular pants, shirt, A lot of pockets on the shirt, little tools, gizmos. Definitely don't have a holster for my gun. Like right now, it's like sort of just in my pocket, like just completely unprepared.
In your pocket. That's hilarious.
And then, I'm like barely an adult Bothan as far as that goes. So like maybe 19 or 20 years old. And just again, super nondescript, like have gone through all the measures to make myself not stick out any more than I already do as sort of a non-human.
Yeah, and Bothans are like more hairy, right?
Yeah. So pretty, as clean cut as you get, not necessarily like, I don't have like an official sort of clean cut haircut, but like it's definitely not long and shaggy. It's
You're not Chewbacca.
No, not Chewbacca. I don't have big ponytails or anything like that. I'm relatively clean cut, pretty just average looking. And I'm trying on like mean faces too. I'm looking in the mirror, looking over at Val. Like, all right, I gotta mimic that energy.
All right. How about Bunt?
I'm a 20-year-old Twi'lek. I think the biggest thing is that my head tails and body are scarred from getting whipped and stuff as I grew up as a slave. I've got heavy clothing. Like I'm really proud of my outfit because as the slave, I didn't get good clothes. I was just wearing rags most of the time, running around like a street rat. But when Baron sent me off into the world, he gave me a new set of clothes so I could look presentable and go out and about. So I'm really proud of the nondescript, basic clothes that I have because they're so much better than what I'm used to.
Poor Bunt, man. He's got such a sad story.
I know. You want to give him a hug. And how about Norgar?
So Norgar is a droll. They're small, so he's a little under a meter tall, and he's got dark gray fur over most of his body. He has a medallion that he doesn't know where it comes from his childhood, and he wears a leather vest with a bunch of pockets on it, and he has a pair of boots, and he keeps his gun in a shoulder holster because it's a little one because that's as big as he can carry. So yeah.
Excellent.
Smart and weak. Yeah.
And so is there anything you guys are talking about or doing as you're traveling on this hyperlane?
I think late at night, Val might join Norgar in the cockpit while he's kind of flying alone and it's quiet. And he'll sit down next to Norgar. Nogi, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Am I a bad person?
Oh my. And why? What makes you think that?
Well, I don't have much regard for human life, and I see that as a character flaw. I see, like other humans, and they seem to care about other people, and I feel like I probably should too, but I don't.
Then why did you save me?
Oh, I guess you were helpless. You're kind of cute. You look like a chipmunk.
But I don't know what that is, but thank you.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't have chipmunks, would they? Whatever the equivalent of a Star Wars chipmunk is. So, in answer to my question,
So you were worried that your callousness and your bravado in some way overshadows your humanity.
Yeah, I suppose that covers it.
Yes. Well, like I said, you saved me, and you would fight for anyone in this little cadre that we have here. It seems to me that you care for those you care for, and you don't care for those who you don't care for.
So, not a bad person.
Yeah, it depends on which cadre you're in. If you're in our cadre, then you're not a bad person to us.
Yeah, all right.
Yes. Perhaps maybe if you drank a little less and...
Yeah, life is kind of boring, right? I mean, life is a lot brighter with a little bit of drink.
Well, yes, or some blaster fire, yes.
Or that.
Yes. Your search for adrenaline probably influences you stronger than most other people.
Yeah.
It's probably a conditioning from being a clone.
That's what I think. Now, I think I was designed to kill. I'm sort of a war machine of a sort. Yeah. I feel like I've probably lived too long.
So you probably are past your operational limit.
Well, thanks for the comfort, I guess.
Yeah, well, you've managed to survive this long.
Excellent.
Would you like a nip?
Of course.
I've got some pink milk for you.
So we've covered a Star Wars squirrel. Last session we had a Star Wars sandwich, if you remember.
Whatever the equivalent of a sandwich is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find that country song too. Star Wars country song.
Oh, about the ports?
Amazing. Well, do you remember much of the ship that we were on with the people? We were headed to Coruscant, yes?
You're talking about Order 66?
Yes, when you saved me. Sometimes I wish I had been able to go to the Jedi Academy and learn and train, and life would be different, you know?
Oh, sure. Well, I don't suppose there's any more Jedi Academies out there, is there?
I believe they killed them all. I'm the last that I know of.
Well, maybe we'll find someone along the way who can train you. Is that what you're looking for?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm forlorn.
So I imagine this conversation takes place late at night as the stars are passing you, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It seems very romantic.
Oh, me, Val.
Is there any other conversations or things you want to do as characters before you guys get to Slaheron?
Yeah, I think I would just be walking around the ship kind of awkward, not used to being out in space, and away from the hustle and bustle of everything going on at the Barrens. And so I'd be just kind of going out of my skin. And I also think I'd be making plans for how we're going to sell the location of this asteroid, that get some scavenger money, and the scheming of how we're going to sell the stim packs or the glow sticks or whatever.
Does
the glitter sim?
The glitter sim.
Well, question for Bun, as he's kind of like has his musings as he's doesn't know really what to do, and he has all these thoughts in his head. Does he think at all about that old Twi'lek New Jarnum on Foremost, and the box and what was in it?
Yeah, he has thought about it. Yeah, has thought about it a little bit, but not really longing for it. Too conditioned on working for the Baron, having grown up that way. So I think the idea has been planted, but right now I feel better about just serving the master and doing the job and doing it well. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel for me if I do the job. So don't really want to mess it up and piss off the Baron by stepping out of line. So I'm not really considering it or longing for it at this point.
Gotcha.
Is your character naive? Like, does he actually think he'll be released?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a certain level of street smarts, and has been around running errands a street rat his whole life. So he's definitely got a lot of skills and knows how the criminal underground works. But still a lot of, hasn't been out in the world, hasn't seen anything but his own little bubble. It's kind of the favorite slave that gets to do the special errands for the Baron. So yeah, still believes that he'd be set free.
Now, Bunt, when do you have to go back to your Baron?
I got to check in every once in a while and to go back and, after I got enough money to make it worthwhile, I got to get that money back to him. But I can do that at different ports and through different trade networks. I don't always have to go back directly to the Baron. I can work with one of my other associates that he's sent out. He's got different operatives out in the galaxy roaming around. So I could drop it in a bank and get the money back to him. He just makes sure that I have to check in every once in a while. See how things are going.
Interesting.
All right. Anybody else before we get to Slayhaven? All right. So up on your kind of like your from the cockpit, Norgar, you can see as you jump out of hyperspace, as you are at where you think the coordinates would be for this planet. I don't think anybody of you four has been there before, but it's a largely industrial planet. Basically, like almost all the surface is covered with some type of industry. It's like one of those planets that there's never a sunny day. It's so cloudy from smokestacks and everything else. And so with that, there is a major spaceport. So as you kind of get into the atmosphere and put in the coordinates, you'd see that there are, like the second you enter the atmosphere, some flyers start escorting your ship, and over the comms, Norgar, you hear just hear like a mechanical voice. Sounds like a droid voice. It says, "What is your business?"
We're here to make a delivery.
Who are you making the delivery to?
That is our business. Yes.
We will need to direct you to the right spot, or we will open fire. And then so there's four of them that are surrounding like top and bottom, like and off to the sides. They're basically escorting you as you're flying in.
Oh my. Yes. Do I tell them where we're going?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, tell them.
Okay. We are here to make a delivery to a Mr. Thakba.
Thakba the Hutt?
That's correct. Thakba the Hutt. Yes, we have a delivery for him.
And then so they basically say, follow these coordinates, and they start turning off to the left. And so the two above and below you stay with you, but the other two are like turning. So they're like basically trying to direct you.
Ooh, do I follow? Yes, I follow. Okay, we'll follow. Sure.
So
we need to know where to go. So
as you are flying over this, like just miles and miles of just industry, buildings, smokestacks, factories, warehouses. Then you come across it, like there's this break in like the industry for about maybe a quarter mile where it's just rock. It's almost like volcanic rock. And then you see this palace. Basically, it looks like almost like golden, like palace in front of you, lush type of gardens and things like that. Like it looks just like it's like a whole like palatial residence. And they land you basically right out in front of it. And then some armed guards basically are walking up to your ship.
Okay. Hello, Val.
Yeah, yep.
There's some people with weapons coming up to the ship. Do you want to get our friend out of the hold?
Yeah, I'll go get him.
And I'll walk out to meet him.
Okay, they walk up and they all look the same. Like they have like a red like cap on. They're human. And then they're similar. There are differences in their face, but they're all dressed the same. They have a red cap, and they have like it looks like a uniform of some sort. It's like a tan top with like a crimson bottom, and they have like these cufflinks that stick out. They're almost like gold. But then they walk up to you, and they have like these carbine rifles on them, and they're like, "State your business."
So, do you work for the Hutt?
Yes, this is stacked by the Hutt's residence.
We've got there's a bounty out for that we've are here to deliver.
For who?
Or what's something Dova? I found
And Dova, yeah.
So one of them kind of turns over and they're calm. You can see him like quietly talking. Is he alive?
Yes. Just as asked.
And are you guys bringing him off the ship at this point?
Yeah, so I'll probably load him out at that point.
Okay, so they one of them goes up to. I mean, he's like, Dova's just like, he's kind of crestfallen. He's defeated. He's not fighting back or anything like that. He's slumped down. He's awake though, and then one of the guards walks up and like just yanks up his hair, looks in his eyes, and he gets some type of scanner thing out, and he's like, "Open your eyes." And then Dova's like not opening his eyes, and then the guard like nods to another guard, and they come over, and the guy's like peeling open his eyes. And then he shines this scanner thing into him. And it seems like it's reading some part of his face. And then it gives like a click noise. And then he says, very well, follow us.
All right.
Are we all going, or is it just me and Bunt?
Hmm.
Are you coming along?
We can all go, I suppose. Don't split the party.
Make connections. Have we heard anything about this Hutt? Does he have a reputation that precedes him that maybe we should have talked about before we got here?
Right.
I do know he does not like to be called anything that is wrong about his name.
Go ahead and anybody that would like to go and make a let's call this skullduggery.
Yeah, I've got a good skullduggery that.
So anybody that would like to.
Not a knowledge skill?
Knowledge, like Underworld.
I was thinking.
Oh
too.
no!
I was thinking Underworld.
No! Yeah, wait, hold on. I was looking at.
I got 4 greens in Underworld.
Sorry, I was looking at the general skills. No, this one would be a.
I've got one in Underworld.
This would be an Underworld check. That's a much better check. Yeah.
Yes. You have 4, Norgar?
Yeah, I got 4.
That's on you then.
You got 4 in Underworld or 4 intelligence?
4 intelligence.
Or intellect. And then,
I got 2 6. Oh, am I doing an opposed roll?
No. What I was going to say, so we can have just one of you roll, but it's who has ranks in Underworld.
I have 1 rank in Underworld.
Anybody else?
I have 1 rank in Outer Rim.
Okay.
But probably not.
Yeah. So this
crossover.
is the only one that can roll for this is if you actually have a rank in it. So just having intellect is not going to.
Oh, okay.
For this check, it's just having intellect is not going to be enough to know of.
Okay.
Of
I
the
just
sub.
I have Outer Rim. I don't have. Okay.
So Bunt, go ahead and make a Underworld check. So it's intellect with your Underworld rank.
Is that opposed at all, or?
Yeah, just so what are you rolling?
I'd have 1 ability and 1 proficiency.
Oh, okay, so
my intelligence is 2, so I upgrade the 1 dice for Underworld.
So
right?
This is an average check, so just 2 difficulty dice.
Two successes.
All right. So what you know about Thakba is that he's an up and coming Hutt. He's a green Hutt. He has just become rich enough that he has taken the tradition that the Hutts do is they prize basically not moving at all and having everything brought to them and living in basically luxury, because young Hutts actually still move around and walk around the world. Older Hutts who have made it, so to speak, are the ones that sit there and now get fat and just more and more bulbous and then live in palaces and such like that. So he has just achieved that. He's actually new to that status. And so what you know about him is that this area around the Kessel Run, he's hugely trying to be he's hugely interested in that area, and he's trying to be influential into the Kessel Run area. So that's what you know about him from just like reputation. Like any Hutt, don't get on their bad side, or that's pretty much a death sentence. But that's basically what you know about him.
Okay.
All right, so they instruct you that his guards basically instruct you that all weapons have to be left on your ship.
Yeah, I'll comply. I'm not messing them. with the Hutt on the Hutt's territory.
Me too.
Yep. This time, gonna leave my gun.
Okay. How about Norgar? You leaving your little blaster pistol, Norgar?
Would he know if I had it?
Yeah. I don't think you could hide it. Yeah.
Norgar.
I'll leave it.
Okay. All right. So they escort you through, through this palace, and it's very apparent that he's very wealthy, and as they escort you through it, they kind of leave you in the hands of it's like his first captain, so to speak. It's another the demon one's the Devorian. Is that how you pronounce that?
Mm-hmm.
And so the guards quickly tell you they tell him the situation, and then he goes, "Oh yes, right this way," and he opens up the door, which leads basically into the Hutt's like main chamber room. And so when he opens this door, it's like you're just flush with gold. The whole chamber is outlined in gold, and then there's music playing. There's but to your dismay, there's Twi'lek girls dancing in front of this hut. You've seen, maybe not to your dismay, I don't know, but that you're used to that. The females of your race end up sometimes being slaves and dancers, and
that seems pretty common for Twi'leks.
So there seems to be like some type of performance that's happening right now, and then you see a very green, slimy. Let's say he's probably about a little less than maybe 75% of the size of Jabba the Hutt, like in your mind. So he's a little bit smaller than that, but he seems to be like the end of his tail that he can lift is like turning and with the music, and he's kind of almost like he's dancing, watching these Twi'lek girls dance for him. And so the attendant walks up to Thakba, and then once the music has ended for that one number, he seems to be talking to him. And so next to Thakba is a Threefio Droid. It's this one's all silver, and it's all like brushed chrome, like you can almost see your reflection in it in his body. And he says, as the music dies down, and the captain basically tells you to come forward to Thakba, and then the Threefio Droid, as you hear his he speaks in Huttese. He starts speaking in the same way Jabba the Hutt speaks, and then the Threefio Droid says, the all-powerful, rich, and wonderful Thakba Visaida Dion, the Hutt welcomes you to his palace.
Thank you, O most gracious, most awesomeness, most bestest. It's like whatever great
all the
words.
superlatives.
All the words. All the great words. I use the best words.
I'm going to bow and spread my hands and say, Dewanawanga.
And so Thakba, as you get closer now, his Threefio Droid says, Thakba prefers to be called Thakba His Majesty. And as you get close to him, he has a crude crown sitting on top of his head.
Like to compliment him on his crown.
And so he speaks again. I don't know if any of you know Huttese, but normally they need a translator droid to talk for them. So this translator droid will be speaking, but all the time
I only know how to say hello, so that's my one Huttese thing. Dewanawanga.
Nice. And so the Threefio Droid, every time the Threefio Droid's speaking, just imagine that you hear the Jabba voice, because that's how he speaks. And so the Threefio Droid says, please bring the captive forward.
I'm going to step forward with Bandon or whoever.
Yeah, Val, you still carrying him?
Yeah, I'll give him to whoever is stepping forward. So if Orc's going to do it, I'll hand him off.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just going to put a hand on his shoulder and I guess step forward kind of side by side with him and just present him. I'm not really going to say anything. Just going to sort of bow my head.
Okay. And so then Thakba goes on his, Vandon Delva goes on his knees and starts bowing before him. He's like, he's like, Thakba, come on, Your Majesty, you know I was going to give you a cut of everything I made. Thakba, please, it's just not what it looks like. And then one of the guards comes up and then just puts a boot right across his mouth, which shuts him up right away. And then the droid as basically Thax was speaking, he's basically sentencing him. And the droid says, Bandin Dova, you have been sentenced to the gladiatorial arena, where you will either fight for your life or you will die. And that sentence will be carried out immediately. And he's like, no. And then the guards come and pick him up and they take him off.
Excuse me, Your Royal Majesty. Perhaps, is it possible to go watch this gladiatorial fight?
And so the Thakbus speaks, and then the droid speaks and says, "Yes, by immediately the gladiatorial arena will be the events will be happening in just a few moments. You are more than welcome to watch as Thakba the Hutt's His Majesty's supreme guest."
Oh, fantastic!
Oh, supreme guest.
Yes, you would attend with us on his skiff.
Noga, ask him if we can make any bets.
Well,
I'll ask.
Okay.
thank you.
So, is there gambling?
Oh, yes,
you guys
yes.
do that here?
Yes, gambling is highly encouraged. It is part of the fun of the games.
Let's say before we go, I was wondering if Your Majesty was interested in any glam sticks.
No, glitter sticks.
Glitter sticks.
Glitter stem.
Glitter sticks.
We'll get it eventually.
I'm writing it down.
So and then the droid says, "Oh yes, the master will pay you for bringing Bandin Dova." And then so the droid instructs one of the guards to bring the price, the credits, and so they drop off 5,000 credits to you. Immediately they bring it over in like a case. And then he's and then about the glitter stem, basically Thakba he offers half the going rate for it, which would basically be 2,500.
You guys say no?
No.
I think
It's very valuable. It's super valuable.
No, perhaps being on this Hutt's good side would not be the worst thing in the world.
That's what I was
Think of it
thinking.
as a tribute.
You
We
could-
already have
you
the
could try to-
5,000.
I was like,
It's a bonus.
You can
I'd
try
like
to
to
negotiate if you want.
Yeah, try to negotiate a little bit and see if he's got maybe, we'd be willing to part with it at such low cost if you've got some other jobs that would pay a little bit better that we could maybe do for you.
And so he's like, ho. And so go ahead and make a negotiation check. It's an average check, but.
So that'd be let's see.
Negotiation is a
presence.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't have any rank in that, so I'll just. I only have one light side point.
Oh no.
You do have destiny.
Can Orc make the negotiation since he was the cat? Do you have better negotiation, Orc?
I have presence. I don't have any ranks in negotiation, but I have 2 presents.
I have 1 rank in negotiation and 2 presents.
So who has
1
who
green
has
and
the
1 yellow?
Who has the highest presence?
I've got a 3.
I've got a 3 as well.
Yeah, that's
I
higher than
have
mine.
2.
And then who has the highest negotiation?
Oh, I have a 1 rank in negotiation.
And then Bunt, you have 1.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't have any.
So the way you guys can do an assisted check is you can use whoever has the highest presence. That'll be your base, and then you can add the other person who has the highest negotiation. It'd be like both of you talking, basically.
So it'd be his three, and then one of them would
So
convert
it
to
would,
a yellow.
Yes, it'd be two green and one yellow with the 2 purple. Yeah, that's the way that would work.
Okay. I'll roll it.
Okay.
One failure with 3 advantages.
That's the one with 3 advantages.
So maybe he doesn't give us a better price, but he offers us a job.
He basically says to you, he's like, he laughs at your attempt to negotiate with him, but he basically says to you that he appreciates always the person that's trying to make a better deal, and so he says for your troubles for bringing a band in here that he'll give you 3,000 instead of the 2,500.
Oh, nice.
So it's still not what it's worth, but he will pay you 3,000 credits. Are you guys taking his deal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Val's nodding no.
Wait, what are we talking about? Yes. This is super valuable stuff. Why would we just give it away for undervalued price? We can find another place, give it.
So, 60% isn't bad.
Yeah, 60% is not bad, and it gives us goodwill with the Hutt. I think it's worth it.
Because we're not gonna sell it.
I wouldn't have brought it up originally, because once you brought something like that up, he's going to want it one way or another. Yes.
So the Threefio Droid, as Thakpa starts talking again, and he says, the Threefio Droid basically says, Thakpa has made a generous offer of 3,000 credits for your container of glitter stem, and also to sweeten the deal, he will allow you to play. He will allow you to bet with his own pot at the games.
All right,
nice.
With a maximum bet of and he throws out a number, whatever's going to be reasonable, 300 credits maybe.
All right. I guess.
So we're getting 8,000 from him, which is $2,000 a piece, right?
Yes, you guys are getting the total with the bounty, and with this, that's 8,000 credits. Not a bad payday at all.
Yeah, not bad.
No.
Okay.
I'll take it.
And that's because Bunt did search and found that on a hard check. So found that glitter stem.
I'll go get the glitter stem from the home.
Don't you want to come watch this? It sounds exciting. Gladiatorial combat.
Oh yes. No, I definitely do. Yes, I will do that. Yes.
Yeah, I can get it. I'm not going to bet.
Okay.
The boss man would be so mad if I lost money betting. So.
Oh, poor Bunt. Okay. So. All right. So who's going to the gladiator games? Okay. So Bunt, you're staying with the ship.
Well, no, I'm just going to get the glitter stem to bringing it back. I'll join them.
Okay.
I'll just be late.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you have to go on his skiff, so they'll wait for you, but it's not going to be a problem. So they load up Thakpa. There's a whole operation on how they get him onto the skiff, but it's like a party skiff, and then it races across the palace grounds, and it outside of the industrial part, it's all kind of like volcanic type rock. And then it's when it's not an industrial zone. And so there's multiple different skiffs that are racing toward this area. And it's like a huge crater in the ground that has been set up with some type of almost like a stadium, coliseum type seating. And then it's there that these skiffs kind of float above as you're staring down at. And when you get there, there's already two people fighting. But they're fighting on, what are those? What are those animals that you can ride? They're like the green long lizard ones.
Dubex.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but they are fighting on those. What they are fighting with like these long poles, almost like spears. And so that fight's going on right now, and the stadium's filled with people.
On the ride over, can I get close to the Hutt at all?
Sure.
Yeah, Thakpa. I'll ask Thakpa if who's going to be Doba's opponent.
So he says to you that the master of the games is the one that decides the opponents. So,
so we won't know who we can bet on before.
You'll know once he goes in, but he doesn't know. Like you're asking him on the way over, does he know who he's fighting? He doesn't know.
Okay.
While we're cruising over on the party skiff, I'm gonna kind of scan the party for just anybody who looks like they're sort of more important like not necessarily just on the party skiff to party. Like anybody who looks like they might trade in like information or have like maybe some side hustles going on outside of the Hutt's main orders.
Okay. So these skiffs are like at least 2 stories, and so you're going to go off Orc and try to find look for people.
Yeah. I'm just going to kind of wander and see if I can rub elbows with somebody influential.
Sure. And then Val, you're talking to the Hutt.
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes about.
I'm going to stick with Val too.
Okay. And then Bunt, what are you doing?
I guess I'd be doing it the opposite of what Orc's doing, is looking for more of the criminal element and somebody more my type.
Okay.
To hang out with.
All right. So I would say, Bunt, you find a group of, let's say, like-minded individuals. They're slaves. So they seem to be working, though. Like they're cleaning up the place, and they're serving drinks and such. Is that what you're looking for? Someone like that? Or are you looking for somebody different?
No, I'm looking for more of the smuggler shitty type.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So at first, you seeing that people that are come from your station, that's all they're doing. Is it seems like they're in a servant type role. There is one individual that is he's kind of drinking by himself, and he looks more to be like the speed that you're talking about. But he's an Ithorian. He's the ones with those the big curved head with the eyes in front. And just the way that he looks, he seems to be the more what you're talking about.
Okay, I'll just go sit down to introduce myself and see if you'd like company.
Yeah, so he introduces himself as Zhru, Zhru. If you want his surname, I can give you that too.
Just ask what brings him here.
Then he has like a muffled voice, and he's like, the serving the Hutt is always, but it's always bountiful.
So just kind of looking for more jobs. I was wondering if you got any kind of connection that looking for some action.
Well, yes, there's always action with the Hutt. What type of job are you looking for?
We do all kinds. We do transfer of goods. We can track down people. We can make deliveries. So, whatever the Hutt's looking for.
I will give your name to the right people.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Okay, you want a drink? It's on me.
Well, thanks.
All right, and then we'll go back.
Sit there and enjoy the drink. And
okay.
Do a little bit of small talk.
Sweet. All right, and then we have Orc. So you're looking for someone that's more like affluent.
Yeah, I'm looking for somebody who maybe not necessarily on the up and up, but not small time.
Are you looking for a mark? You don't know. Okay.
I might be looking for a way to gain here.
Sure. There is one individual that stands out just by his dress. He just looks, he has a shirt and trousers on, but he has a shawl over him that's like almost like a robe. And then he has like a couple like jeweled rings on his hand too.
Nice. I'm going to walk over to him confidently and introduce myself.
Okay. Yeah. He has 2 Twilight girls on each arm, and he has a drink in his hand. So and he sees you approaching, kind of gives you an eye, not threatening or anything like that, but he sees you. He makes eye contact with you as you approach.
Hey, the name's Orc. I'm new here, trying to figure things out. You seem like somebody who knows what's going on.
Oh yes, I am in the know.
And what would your name be?
My name is Rael Agoras.
All right. How are you involved with the Hutt?
Oh, we have business dealings together.
Oh, What sort of business? My friends and I are looking to expand our enterprise here.
Well, a little bit of
help each other out.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Oh, well, we do this and that. You doing any of this or that lately?
Well, let me ask you, what have you done lately? What's your resume?
We just brought Ben and Dova here, and
oh, you did.
You know, I work in computers and technology. I make things open.
Illegal things. Doors that should not be opened?
Occasionally.
Well, you must be resourceful to catch a man like Ben and Dova. You see, Thakba has been on the hunt for him. Really, it's a public relations exercise for Thakba. He likes to keep the underworld happy, and that Ben and Dova was disrupting the normal flow, as we say. He had to be eliminated. Thank you for finding him. That'll open up business. Much more smoothly in these parts.
Yeah, was he a competitor of yours?
No, let's say he went rogue.
Oh.
Tried to do business on his own. Hey, but I hear the fights are starting soon. I can hear the roars of the crowds. Let's go topside and see.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet you, Rael. Maybe we'll run into each other again. If you ever find any doors that need opening, don't be afraid to give me a call. Maybe
we will. So his and his attendants are walking up the stairs to get up to the top, and it's sunny out, but again there's smoke, clouds everywhere, so it's a gloomy type sun. And as you are now hovering over this huge coliseum, and the skiff goes down to the ground level only to get to Dova out to unload him basically, and he's like kicking and screaming as they're unloading, and you don't see what happens to him as they take him into the underbelly of the coliseum, and then the skiff rises above, the other skiffs that were traveling with you all take prominent positions where they got the best viewing spots basically. But they can watch from their skiff and everyone else is the people are all sitting in the stands and such. But they're like the common folk. All the rich are sitting in their own skiffs, their own party skiffs as they watch these fights. And so there's there's an announcer, a big voice, a big booming voice. It says, and the next fight is the smuggler, Vanden Dova. And then the crowd starts booing, and as they bring him out, and Vanden is actually crying. And another one of the guys bringing him out pushes him in the back of the head as he comes out, and then as he looks across the Coliseum, they announce his competitor, and you can't even hear his name. It's Grax or Grunks or something like that, but it's a big lumbering human who looks to be he's been cybernetically enhanced. He looks like he has at least one one cybernetic leg and one cybernetic arm. And then on the other leg, it's only the bottom part of the leg is cybernetic, but the effect that it gives him is he's easily 7 to 8 feet tall. And then you hear place your bets, and then what they throw to Vanden Dova, it's like old school, almost like Roman Colosseum weapon types. They have a trident with a net, and the other one is actually doesn't have any weapons on him at all. So it's they give Vanden Dova a net and a trident-looking type long spear.
Oh man, I'm gonna put 300 on the other guy.
So that his odds are basically you got to spend 100 to get 5 back. He's definitely the favorite.
20 to 1.
Yeah.
20 to 1.
Jonathan, did I see Rael Agoras? Did I see him?
No, not yet. You were talking to Thakba, and you kind of Thakba and his party is now scooted up to the front, and you were up there, and then Rael's on the stairs are on the other side of the skiff.
Yeah.
Your Majesty, have you seen this other fighter before?
And he just hears your question, and he just goes, and starts laughing.
One of your favorites, perhaps?
And the Threefio Droid jumps in and says, yes, Grux is one of his favorites.
Hmm.
And in fact, I'm sure His Majesty probably requested a special opponent.
Ooh.
I can see.
understand.
I can see why they offered us a free bets. Do you see what I'm saying? If you bet on the favorite, you're not going to get much back, and if you bet on Bandandova, well, it's pretty much a done deal. So, Donkey, do you see what I'm saying? You've got a blank look on your face.
What's Your Majesty? What did Brandon Doba do that warranted this sort of this punishment? I mean, I enjoy it and all, but I'm just curious.
So the Threefio Droid speaks for Thakba, and so Thakba says that through the droid that that he was basically disrupting the normal flow of how we do things in this region. He was interrupting other operations with his own kind of solo operation he decided to take on himself, and so delivering Bandandova to justice is really like a public relations exercise to retain his good standing amongst the community. He basically did an act of kindness for the smuggling community around Kessel by offering a bounty for Bandandova.
Well, we do appreciate that as people of that fringe as well. I think I shall pass my bet on to Brandon Doba. I'm always one for the underdog in these sorts of things, so I'll do 100 credits on Mr. Doba.
All right. Anybody else betting?
Well, it's on the Hutt, right?
Yeah, it's on the Hutt.
Yeah, I'll bet on Doba too. There's no money in betting on the other guy.
Yes.
And we're playing with house money, so what's the difference?
Yeah, it is house money.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's house money.
So if it's house money, might as well bet on the other guy.
Yeah, if you go above 200, one of Thakba's assistants is like a no, like not on Bandon. Yeah, we don't want to make him a hero. We don't want to increase his odds in the house.
It's not really a game; it's an execution.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
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 Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep my bet on the gladiator guy. I'm just gonna bet on the sure thing. I'm gonna make my 15 credits and lock.
All right. Nice. So the fight starts. The crowd starts going crazy. Bandon starts circling around. Now that he has to fight, he's stopped any type of showings of remorse, and now he's fighting for his life, basically. And so he tries to run up and stab this 8-foot tall, cybernetically enhanced human. And he's lumbering. He's slow, and so they kind of go around in circles for a while as the Bandon keeps trying to get the better of him. The crowd starts booing after a while as Bandon keeps on just jumping in and jumping out and not really fighting him, not really sparring with him. And so after a while, a couple of Coliseum attendants just come out with spears and like poke Bandon to get closer, and then they back off, and then you guys are all watching, right?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And so as you are, as the crowd starts rising to like a fevered pitch of cheering, Grux happens to catch the spear as Bandon is trying to stab him with it, and then he breaks it over his knee as he pulls it out of his hand. And so Bandon's just left with this net as he's trying to like net him around his leg, trying to get it caught in the cyberware, and eventually his luck runs out as the lumbering human. As Bandon comes up and tries to throw the net over his head or to throw it to whatever part of his body he can reach, he gets caught in its grip, and the thing pretty much just slams him on the ground, and all you see is just punch after punch after punch until there's really nothing left of Bandandova, and every punch the crowd is going crazy.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
And then the announcer starts calling the next fight. And so the games are going to keep moving on. So, Val, make a perception check.
How many difficulty dice?
Just an easy perception check.
I got. Let's see, 1 success and 2 advantages.
Okay, so as the crowd's like yelling up, you can't help but notice the the person that kind of walked up with Orc, and as you see him, you're kind of just aware of him, that he's always back there. You're kind of trying to make out, like, who is that? And then you see that person whisper into Thakba's ear, and then he moves away, and then he goes back downstairs.
Not Thakba, but the guy who's talking to him, Rail.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
yeah, Rail Agoras. Yeah, you don't. Well, you don't know his name. You didn't know hear his name, but you see that happen basically.
He goes downstairs into the
just down. Yeah.
Is this skiff? Is there a lot of people on the skiff with us?
Yes. Yeah. It's like the skiff is packed with like people partying.
I'll sneak away from my party and follow him downstairs.
Okay. All right. So when you get to the stairs, there is a one of the attendants of Thakba has a blaster pistol, and he's pointing it at you, and he's telling you, he's like motioning you back up the stairs.
Oh, is this restricted area?
And then he says, back up. And then Orc and Norgar and Bunt, immediately people next to you pull out blaster pistols, and they stick them right at you. And then so Val, he's backing you. You haven't even got down the stairs yet, as this attendant is backing you up the stairs. And then Rail Agoras, as the skiff has suddenly got quiet, the skiff slowly backs away from the Coliseum, just to back into the background to not be out in front. And then you now see a whole party of Thakba's attendants that are pointing blaster pistols at you. And then Rail Agoras walks to the top of the stairs, and he goes, Val Tice, I knew I would catch up with you one day. Oh, and your furry friend is with you too. And so, Val, you recognize this as the person who you betrayed quite a while ago, who paid you for a job that you took the money up front but didn't actually do the job. And you now have, that's who you recognize. I don't know if you want to say anything.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. What? Say anything to
Rail?
To Rail?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was here on other business. I didn't expect to see you here.
That's enough talk from you. Thakba, I will take over these prisoners now. And then Thakba just laughs at that. And he comes up to you, Val, and he looks you in the face, and you have the cowboy hat on?
Yeah.
So he rips it off your head, and he like shoves it into your chest. And he said, there's only going to be one way out of this for you, my friend. And with that, we'll call it tonight, and we'll pick that up next time when we start beyond the rim, our next adventure. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is as I said, this is the epilogue to Trouble Brewing, and the introduction, the prologue, moving into Beyond the Rim. And join us next time as we find out. We'll find out what Mr. Rail Agoras has in mind for this party. But thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.